a shot through the village, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful Stowe Harbour today. Gorgeous on a sunny day. And we're just popping through Skull on our way to get some gravel or aggregate for our countertop. We discovered that there was a quarry close to us, and we should have looked at this beforehand. This is where Ash goes to school. It's 10 minutes from us. It is a very pretty little town. Very, very busy in the summer. Look at all those ducks on the front.
Why does he get a wave and I don't? Their boys are laughing as well. Why did the pensioner cross the road? To go get the stones. The Fastnet Film Festival is coming up. This is a very good film festival with a lot of the celebrities from down here. Paul Mescal, Jeremy Irons, Saoirse Ronan, I think they're all going to be. They all live nearby, they're going to be at this festival. A tiny festival in a tiny village.
Yeah, it's like a jazz festival, it's just these things happen in these tiny places. This is taking the road further west to Mizenhead, but we won't go as far as Goleen. I think we're actually going to turn off pretty soon.
Skull for her stones.
Oh, Fastnet right out there at the...
Can you see it?
Yeah. So this is the gravel quarry close to us, and here we are going to get, just today we're going to get a ton of gravel for the kitchen worktop, an aggregate, cleaned aggregate, but we needed to talk to them about, or Rob is going to talk to them about gravel for the French drains, and also because we will have to do lots of French drains, and also the parking area at the top of on our top road. We plan to get a gravel for that, but I think we may need a lorry load for that. Here, yeah, the prices are quite reasonable. I think 25 euro a ton. I think we probably paid 50 euro a ton for what we've built so far with concrete. Anyway, you learn all these things. And also we wanted to keep everything with the same supplier in regards to building materials, just because we figured for receipts it is easier. So we've got the gravel in the back, up there with Rooney somewhere, and
Rooney's in her crate, she's not in the trailer.
No. It's another gorgeous day, another scorcher of a day. This weather is...
it's too hot.
Amazing.
So what we have here is what's called a builder's gravel. It has stones and sand mixed together, and it's not what we wanted. We are doing white concrete with a little bit of aggregate. So we wanted this originally washed, So I'm not sure how it's gonna look. What do you think, Claire?
Well, did you put some in a bucket of water?
You could keep separating it and I'll just try and put the tape and try. Did a bird literally just shit in here? And again,
Thinks of you.
it's the pigeon up there.
Or else it was that starling who's like, oh, no, with your worktop.
There's a bird up there. There, he just flew away. That was just pooping on us. I think it was aiming for Claire. I think it was aiming for you.
You got your gravel. It's like...
That gravel's shit.
Okay.
Well, that's just added a whole load of unnecessary manual labour to our project, Claire. Oh my god.
That's what happened when you park it under a tree.
Oh my god.
Anyway, we are back now from getting the aggregate. You saw us over in Skull getting that. And Rob has got, we're going to start with the island. This is the island. We have it framed up, ready to go. We are going to make the concrete here, outside the door, and sort of bucket it in. We were starting to play around with washing the aggregate a bit because it was a bit dusty, but now that we've kind of just started to mix a batch in the mixer, we're thinking actually we're gonna stick with how it is. I think we needed consistency of kind of porridge.
Oatmeal.
Perfect.
Oh, this is it.
Will we bring it up this way?
Yeah. So we're not trying to level it now. We're just trying to push it into the corners, okay? Alright, just hold on a second, Claire.
Yeah.
Just stop working and let's just see what we're going to do. So I need it about that height.
So we had slight problem in that the aggregate was a bit big, so we've decided to come up a little bit higher with the level because we have to do screed, green stuff, mesh, and then more screed. As I was saying, we had a problem with the size of the aggregate. And it needed to go underneath this green mesh and over it. And when we put it underneath, it was just too lumpy. So we've had to raise the height of the countertop to allow for it. Rob always sings when he's stressed. I've noticed that about him. When he's stressed, he starts singing and cracking jokes. It just goes lightens the atmosphere, but you don't want it right against the side, otherwise we'll have a problem when we're sanding. So as we're doing the worktop, the cat has come in to see if she can leave some prints on the worktop, and the dog, I don't know if you can see her there. Ernie is in the back of the car in her crate in the coolest place, watching like a supervisor in her very comfy office chair. I don't know. She's some dog. Oh, she's coming out now. Decided it's stretch time. I better get out. I might be needed. And look at this poor man. And he's got his cement trousers on. But he's only got one more to go. And then we're there. So we're nearly there. Oh, really clear, it was a bit hot inside her crate. This is taken to the outside.
Thank God I'm working in the shade.
Yeah, I know. And here's the cat. The cat thinks it might be time to leave some prints. Hey, Lassie? Oh, it's just kissy time. You'd rather like to leave some prints in that worktop, wouldn't you? Christen everything with your toes. Anyway, we'll keep going. We're nearly there. Ah, it's a hot day to do it, but we are almost there. So I'll pop you back on time lapse as we finish off. Real time.
You say time lapse.
So that we can look like ledges. Legends. Ledges?
Ledges. A lot of moisture here.
Well, what are we going to do about the end one? Oh, so this is actually, it's okay.
Your wanty play.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
The art of the float.
You know, I wish I'd understood this when we were doing the floors.
Why?
Our floors are really amazing.
You make this so good, people won't even look at the floor, eh?
Hopefully. Where am I meant to find a screwdriver? Alright. Keep your knickers on. About it? Come on then, Ruth. Let's go down together. I try not to sit on your head this time.
Good afternoon, everybody. I did not film a lot last night. All the cameras went dead and it was quite a stressful day. I started off the pour pretty good. Well, I didn't actually. Let's go back a little bit further. It was a great drive to the gravel stone yard, the quarry, and we loaded up. Now, we had spoken to the guy on the phone and there was 3 types of stone we wanted. We wanted a large stone for our driveway. We wanted an even larger sharp stone for some drainage we have to build. And then we were talking to him, we wanted a concrete gravel, but we only wanted the chips. We didn't want any, they call it a builder's gravel here, which is like sand and gravel. So we actually only wanted a gravel. And he said, yeah, that's fine, that's a washed concrete mix. So when I went down there, I asked for the concrete mix because, you know, we were talking to him on the phone. And I know that he misinterpreted, or did the digger driver misinterpret. And the builder's gravel was not what I was looking for. There's not a huge problem with it. I can work with it fine. but I had done test cases with just gravel when in the shed, as you saw, when I was trying to figure out how it would look. But it was fine. We started to wash the gravel ourselves to get rid of the sand, and that just turned into a crazy effort. We had nowhere near the ability nor resources needed to properly wash a ton of gravel. So we didn't, but we did wash some of it. So my mix was, it's a 1-2-3 mix. That's 1 part cement, 2 parts sand, which was limestone sand, which is a large sand. So it's kind of a little bit edging towards aggregate. And then the 3 mix was the gravel. So I used 1 part of that washed gravel and 2 parts the builder's gravel. Anyway, added a little bit of lime, added the cement blanco, the white cement, and we were quite happy with the outcome actually. It wasn't pristine white that we wanted. Well, it wasn't really. It's kind of the sand, the limestone sand isn't white. It's more of a cream sort of a thing. The cement, actually, to be fair, is very white, and the lime is white. So mixing them all together, we got a nice sort of a finish here. And maybe you can see as I start to rub it, we're getting little patches of black coming through. Now once we polish that, it's just going to come out. It's going to look amazing. I'm going to go through all the levels to polish this. This is going to be like glass. Really looking forward to that. So that was the first mistake, was the type of gravel we got. The second mistake was the size. Now I was looking for about 2 centimeters, 2.5 centimeters, 25 mil, I guess, of height, because that's on top of a 11 mil OSB. So we were going to be getting about 37 mil apparent worktop, so about that size. But the gravel we got was actually too big. So it was 20 mil, I believe. So when I put down the first layer, it was fine. I put down the fiber mesh on top. But when I put the second layer, it's kind of like, if you think about a 20 mil stone above the mesh and a 20 mil stone below the mesh, that's going to give you like 41, 42 millimeters, but I only wanted 37. So we really couldn't make it work, and we had to stop, and there was high tension and there was some swear words, and we just had to stop and just reevaluate and come up with a plan, because we'd already poured like a whole, how much would it be? Maybe about 50 kilos of concrete, I think is what we poured. And this is starting to set. Anyway, what we came up with is I very quickly ran down to the barn. I ripped down a bunch of these 2x1s into a very rough 1x1, and we were able to use this height, which I think is about 2 centimeters, and we just pinned that on top of all of our forms. Very, very quickly like this. Claire taped up the joints. So we were able to raise our forms, which means actually, I'm not quite sure, but I think our finished level is going to be closer to 45 mil or thereabouts. And yeah, it's going to look really beefy. So that was 2 problems we had with the gravel. The pour actually went quite good, really. I did forget to put in a tap, so I just thought about that at the end. A hole for the tap rather. And I'm using some 1/2-inch PVC pipe to get just our drain lines. So you just get everything flat. You pop these in and you just push these ends down a little bit more. They come out quite smooth on the bottom, as you can see there, but they do push up the sides. So when I'm polishing, I'm just going to grind down these sides, and I won't touch the inside, which is super smooth. So overall, quite happy with that. We've had this covered for about 24 hours. There still is water coming out from the concrete, so it's perfect. This is going down really good. We spent a lot of time troweling it to get as close to a smooth finish as possible. This is the smoothest we've ever gone with concrete. We are really happy with this finish. to float it with a trowel. Like, that's just, yeah, we're very impressed with ourselves. Very happy with that, and really looking forward to polishing. I will take the form off tomorrow, and I reckon maybe polish it the start of next week. I'll give it a good week to go off. Anything else to mention? Next, I'm going to tidy up a little bit here. I got to pull out my cooker, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to build a form for these two countertops or whether I'll take the OSB out to the shed and build it there. We just don't want to risk getting our lovely cooker anyway a bit damaged. And then finally we have the last little slab there, which is going to be what the sink is going to rest on. I need to cut 2 holes out of that, where the sink's going to come out the bottom, and I need to probably take that out and do it outside, because it's just going to be too awkward to get access to that. We have a lot of white sandstone left over, and we are thinking about whether we want to do a sand or white sand, same as our countertop, kind of a seat underneath these windows, which would look great. I have some wood outside, some chunky, I think, chestnut that we were going to put down there. It was really old scaffolding boards, like proper chunky, like 3-inch scaffolding boards from years and years ago. And we thought they'd look quite good here. But as we're looking with this white cement, we're really taken by it, like really taken by it. And we're wondering, will we do a patch there? Our TV is going to go on the wall here. This is going to be encased in a little bit of the birch ply. And again, I'm thinking, will I do another small little white concrete shelf along here where you put all your like stereos and some flowers and stuff. So that's where I'm at. But right now, next thing is the rest of the countertop. I'd love to get the countertop finished by tomorrow, I'd say. Might get it started tonight, get one of them done, but tomorrow. What you might notice as well is we have the boat back. Very excited by that. I'll give you a look at what we got done. Here, we got a brand new engine. The old one just wasn't really up to it, and we've never had a new engine on our boats, but this place is really wild. And you know, if we had a problem in Cork Harbour, where we're originally from, there's a lot of traffic down there, but there's not so much traffic down here, so we really want something reliable. So we've been saving up for 5 or 6 years, and we finally came to the day where we get our new engine. We're very excited by this, and we can't wait to get out in the water. There's loads of cool little bits and pieces to do with this engine that I'm pretty sure you guys don't care about. One of the really nice things I like is it has a plastic filter on it, so that when you're driving around the ocean, you're actually removing microplastics, which I thought is an absolutely brilliant idea. So I'm very happy with that. So we're all set. Probably within the next week or two, we might be heading out to the islands. I really want to get the kitchen finished though before I do that. When I came home, I noticed that the boat was roughly about, I'd say about a meter back. We have a safety chain. I'll show you the other side. We have the safety chain here, and the shackle that was on it completely smacked off. I don't know what happened on the drive home. And this winch strap was not connected. This must have bounced off, and I don't normally use my electric winch when I'm towing at all. I just try to keep this all separate. So not only did we get a brand new engine, we almost lost the boat on the road, which was mental. So there's a few more things I want to do to the trailer. The boat's pretty much ready. I don't know, will I do it before we go out is I want to upgrade some of the rollers. I have the rollers, you can see these are blue plastic rollers. They make it really easy for both to roll on and off. And I got really old ones at the back here, they're rubber. But these really old rubber rollers probably stopped the boat from rolling off onto the road when we were coming home. But anyway, that time is getting close and we are very much looking forward to taking Blob on out to explore the islands of West Cork and maybe start to fill up the freezer with fish. There's another job we have to do actually, which is kind of related but not really to do with the boat, is we need a mooring. You can see here our old mooring buoy. We need basically another one of them. I could probably use that mooring buoy myself, and we're trying to get someone that has a spare one, or maybe someone to lay it down for us, but it looks like we may have to build it ourselves. So we may be DIYing a mooring buoy, which is interesting. I've never done it before. It involves a tractor tire, a load of concrete, a buoy, and just dragging it out to the ocean. So let's see how that goes. Back to the kitchen. Ah, I thought you were recording. I put one of these buckets in. I laid the little green thing. I'm going out to get the second bucket. I have done a laser line to the wall. I've marked the height at the back. And these are the heights at the front and sides. I reckon a second bucket now should finish it. And I have 3 buckets in every mixer. Okay, try to get a little bit more in. Bloody heavy. Okay, it's not working out. Just correct that bit. Machine of cement. It's so windy outside. Leaves are getting into everything. I don't want no leaves. I can't pick up. Although I suppose they could be kind of cool. Okay, first pass. I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit. I'm gonna come back with a clean float and a bit of water. Should be good. This stuff now, I'm gonna start on the other side. She's looking good. Okay, sweating from that now. I am going to go to the workshop and see can I do anything with this for the Belfast sink stand. I will be back in a minute. About an hour's passed. I'm just going to give it one wet and float. They ain't perfect, I can see here, kind of dips down at the back. I'll just put some jar of utensils there, nobody know. So I'll show you what I'm up to. It's still pretty wet. Not like it's dried well. There's some divots. We're looking to hear a kind of a scraping noise. I'll make sure the trowel is super wet and listen for that noise. That is perfect. That is pretty good. Yo. Yes, please. What? What do you need? Everything. The whole shebang. If you heard that, that was Claire asking what I need. It's about 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to finish up here and I'm going to have a shower. Our clothes are all still in the caravan. I will look forward to when that is done and we are out. We don't have to get this perfect, actually, guys, because we are going to grind and polish it, but it'll make the grinding and polishing a lot easier the better it is. This one's pretty perfect. Again, in the corner is a little dip. That's another jar of utensils. With what was left of the concrete, I was able to do about 2/3 of the block for the sink, which worked out well. I've seen these online that you just do a little bar at the front because you have to hide all the pipes and waste discharge and all that. So I'll show you tomorrow, but I'm pretty happy with that. I was going to do that butcher block tomorrow, take measurements and all that, but seeing as I've left over stuff, just went for it. Holy shit, that was a baptism of fire. It was hectic, there was loads of people there, but you can see this was actually damaged. We'll give you a walkthrough later on, but you can see the damage there, damage there, damage there, damage there. The front seems fine, everything else works great. Some forklift driver in Dublin smashed it after coming halfway around the world. We've got to do an insurance assessment in a minute now, but I'd say we're good to go.
Afternoon, late afternoon. We have been up to all sorts this morning, and as you may have seen, or Rob's probably going to show clips of before this moment, we now have a mini digger. There's been quite a bit of drama over this mini digger, and we didn't think it was coming at all. But anyway, it's arrived today and we are delighted. Rob has had a crash course at the co-op where he was trying to take it off out of the crate, and he managed to get it out eventually. And we had lots of help from us, the lads in the co-op. They were all very intrigued over it. So, are you ready? She was standing right behind it in the smoke. Okay, we're out. So as Rob will put some clips in, but there's been quite a lot of drama over this machine. We ordered this at Christmas time. Maybe we were a little bit depressed at Christmas time, because we realised still how much digging we had to do and how much work there was still involved in drains and all sorts of things. Luckily we have a septic and that all works and everything, but we still have a lot of outdoor drainage and also a lot of electrics to lay. So it was something that had to be done, whether we hired it, rented it, bought one, whatever. So this came from China, and we were just a little bit late at the Chinese New Year by the time we had actually paid for it. So it took an extra month to come. So we've been waiting maybe 3 months now. And then of course it arrived and we were all very excited and we knew the ship had arrived, and then the next thing we hear that the collier who were taking it off the ship took it off and dropped. When they went to take it off with the forklift, they took it off, but it wasn't balanced properly. Apparently there's arrows on the box on the crate as to how to take it off, and the poor fella, he just stuck the ends of the forky thing, what's it called? Forklift into the middle, and so when he went to take it off, the whole thing just crashed to the ground. So it broke the crate. We actually have to go and get the crate now, which is what we're doing now. But when it broke the crate, it landed on its backside, and we now are left with a nice big crack here, which is like, this is like a cast, I don't know what it is.
It's just a counterweight, so that when you lift something heavy, this is heavy at the back. So it doesn't do anything really?
No. This is dented, which then has dented kind of the exhaust. And then this kind of frame bar, which holds the little roof piece on. This is also badly pushed forwards, I suppose.
And they don't line up here.
No.
Which means
so we
they
can't
don't line up. We can't put a canopy on,
no,
which is over here.
Which, more importantly, it means that we can't open this because this is too far over for the... So we can't check the engine. We're pretty sure the engine is okay, and it's probably just cosmetic. People do all sorts of things in these, back into different things and roll them on all sorts, and the engine is fine because it's contained in this container. But we're hoping it is okay, but this just seems to be a lot of visual problems. So when it fell, they let us know. They took full responsibility for it, and we saw the accident report where it's suggested that the man on the forklift...
To be clear, this came from Newman, and I'll give all links and stuff below, who have been exceptional from start to finish. Very happy with them. So it's like the Irish side of things lets the whole...
Unfortunately. Yeah. However, we were lucky in a lot of ways in that we had paid for full carriage to arrive at our at the doorstep of our local co-op. We had to go to our local co-op because it's over a ton weight. We needed an extra large forklift to be able to take it off. We knew that it would fit on our trailer here. We just couldn't get it off. We couldn't get it off the truck, and the truck driver didn't have a forklift, and that wasn't part of the deal. So, but because we had carriage all arranged to West Cork, it actually wasn't really our responsibility in any way. They've managed to ship it out today, and they have told us that we need to take loads of pictures, and anything that is damaged will be replaced, or it'll be sent out to us or whatever. We're fully we fully believe in them. The girl who Rob has been dealing with, Wendy, has been just terrific in every aspect of it.
Smash and like for Wendy.
She it's actually through Ian Wright, who has a channel called, what's their channel called? Ian and Julie
Homesteading Uncontained,
in the Pyrenees. They have a channel called Homesteading in Uncontained, and they bought a similar digger, and he went through the whole process. So it was through his recommendation and his whole experience of dealing with the company that we decided to go ahead and do it. And to be honest, I think it's probably worth the effort. What was the total cost of it?
This was a 1.2 ton digger. It was more expensive. Ian got the 1 ton digger. This was a little bit more expensive, but there was a 50% off sale in January. So this was around 2,500, and I got some extra. I got a hydraulic thumb.
Yes, we did. We got the hydraulic
thumb, because we really need this to pick up stones,
rocks and logs and whatever.
We got tracks down the bottom which extend, and they go
in
narrow,
and out,
so you can fit inside our doors, so if we do the floor in the future. But they also spread out to give extra stability on the ground.
Yes. And then over here we got,
this is a grading bucket.
The grading bucket is the big one, which
this is
a foot on.
Ripper for taking out roots, so we have a few trees we want to take out, and this is for digging channels, because we have to do our ESP and our wiring and a little bit of ducting. And then it came with a choice of either a canopy roof or a cabin, and we wanted
went with the canopy roof.
Now, the canopy roof got a bit damaged as well, which ain't great. It's nothing
small, it's nothing big, but at the end of the day, I suppose we will submit all the pictures to Wendy, and I'm quite sure that she will cover everything. It's just unfortunate.
The canopy won't fit on because this is all bent out of shape.
Actually, when you wobble that, it doesn't look good. Yeah, so, and you can choose what colour you want it in. You can choose, I think they threw in an extra mat in and different things. But we thought, look, for €2,000, it was well worth it. Now, we did have to pay a tax on that, a customs.
Yeah.
Which was?
€800.
€800. So that's your cost.
5,000
to
get it here.
Yeah.
And there was just over 1,000 in port fees on the Irish side.
Oh yes.
So that was like unloading fees and kind of transport and registration fees and all that.
Yeah.
So all in, I think it was around €6,000. Now, one of these, if you were to buy it in Ireland, is about 12 to 13,000. So if you were to rent it, it's probably about 300 or 400 a day with operator or stuff.
Yeah.
So this should make its money back within 6 months.
Yeah,
and we'll use it for lots of things, like even to dig holes to plant trees or to do fence posts.
And then I suppose our thought afterwards, even with the caravan and all sorts of things afterwards, I'm not sure that this is going to happen with this, because it might be quite useful for a lot of things we have in the future. We probably will, if we are done, we can just sell it on again. So that's the little digger, and we're delighted it's here. It seemed like such a long time since we were looking at it on pictures on the internet. Wendy sends you everything, a demo of everything that you can do with it, all the bits and pieces that you want. So now we just have to run back to the co-op and just take the rest of our crap away, because I'm sure they're quite wondering what's going on with the crate that we've left there. So we got to do that now. But that's the digger in a nutshell, and it'll be great to be able to get going with it. And I would say to anybody who is doing a lot of work which involves digging or whatever, it probably is a great investment.
Where are we going, Claire?
We're going nettle picking.
Go out to our nettle patch.
Yeah, see, these ones that have gone to seed are too old. Oh, look at the foxglove. Rob, you put the nettle there.
I know.
That's why it can't grow. Well, it can.
They used to send out the kids on the 1st of May to collect all the nettles. Oh, that's a mother load. And the kids used to pick the nettles and they used to throw them at each other, so they had nettle fights. This is the Irish kids. And any nettle that wasn't banjaxed they used to make soup out of.
What?
Yeah.
This is new to me.
Well, you weren't an Irish child growing up in the 1800s, I suppose. Nettle soup was high in vitamin C, vitamin D, potassium, calcium. It was an all-around superfood, I believe. And I know in lots of places around the world they say I think you should have three servings of nettles a year to keep yourself in good order.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Irish mammies used to have nettle soup. Then they used to do it like spinach and put it in a stew. And I think you can also dry the nettles and you can add them throughout the year. So there are typically 3 ways of doing it. It's like a head scratcher. Claire has just picked these lovely nettles. Not a huge amount there, but enough to give it a go. So she was going to do this, so I'm going to step in. Just quickly get it across the line. It's a simple recipe. I have a little twist on it I'm going to show you at the end. I'm doing it on my new work surface, but it's unsealed, it's unpolished and unsealed, so I'm going to keep this on. I haven't removed the frame yet. I'm going to take that off tomorrow, I think. And so I'm going to keep the plastic on. I'm going to quickly make this, it won't take much time. I have a little twist at the end, and let's go. Let's get the trusty paella pan out. That's gorgeous basil olive oil. So we got that kicking off the party. Get a few onions. That in. You boys in. It's enough. These spuds are getting a little bit old. There's a little bit of black on them. Are we good? The idea of adding potatoes is just to give a little bit of starch to the meal, but traditionally in Ireland they used porridge, so I have a little bit of porridge I want to try to add as well. Potatoes. Can't wait till we start to get our own from the garden. Boom, boom, boom. Now, one of my favorite soups as a kid was pea and ham. My mum used to buy that, I think, pre-made from Marks and Spencer. It was the best soup you can imagine. But since then, it's kind of like green stuff and salty pork stuff. They tend to go really well together. So I'm gonna zhuzh this traditional Irish recipe up with a little bit of spice. So I'm gonna have some chorizo. It's not Gabine chorizo, it's little chorizo. So someone ate this and it looks like, that almost looks like it was bitten. So probably my kid. When I'm not sure how long it's been opened, I'll just put that aside. The dog can have that in a minute. And we're gonna cut this up pretty small, the same size as the rest. Actually, I'm gonna throw in a little bit of oats. Gonna throw a little bit more basil olive oil. I want that to stop cooking a little bit, so I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken stock. Now, I'm going to do this in half. This bit of chorizo, it's already cooked, but it's aged. This is going to be almost like, not quite boiled, not quite fried. It's just going to be like, it's going to impart a lot of flavor. The other chorizo, I'm going to cut this little bit. I'm going to cut that really small. I'm going to fry it. I'm going to get it really crispy. And that's going to be part of the drizzle on top of this soup. Now, I want us to cook slow. I actually may need a little bit more. Do I have wine in the fridge? Wine doesn't last long in our fridge.
Maybe anything big like this you meant to take out. Will I do it?
Please, and I'll look for the...
Oh, they're not too bad. Some of them are just purple stalks, they're like really early. And they're not nice, not so really, even though it's kind of purpley. That's a really big stalk. I'm going to take that out. It's the first one now. And it's weird because actually I couldn't feel this when I had the glove on, but these leaves are really, really tough. And so I've just taken out a few that were very tough.
I want to see.
But you don't know that until you can feel it.
So YouTube, we have one food processor, and then we have two handheld food processors to kind of blend our stuff. But I couldn't find those because we're still all in storage. But I did manage to find this fella, which I didn't even realize we had.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, the sun is out, trying to pick my elderflower. Can they go in?
Yeah, toss them in, stir them in. We just
I
keep this
the
going.
cooker's so far away.
Well, I was
okay.
going to
Right,
pop it
nettles
back.
in. They're just gonna wilt down to nothing. And how long am I until everything's cooked, I guess?
Mm.
It's looking quite good.
It smells
Maybe
great,
it's 'cause
doesn't
I haven't
it?
had my breakfast yet. Nettle soup for breakfast. It's the first. I suppose this is where if you had a lid it would help to steam them.
One of the commenters
You did say.
said that if we cooked them dinner, they would drop down the lid to us. It's very kind of them. But maybe we will upgrade our kitchen when we finish the kitchen and get some new pans that will have lids. So thanks for the offer, but let's get the kitchen done first, see how we get on. Have you had nettle soup before? Have you tried it this way? Some recipes ask for cream. I'm not sure we're going to do that actually. We might put a little bit of milk in. We don't have cream, that's the reason. But comment below if you have a particular way of making nettle soup, or do you remember any folklore traditions? They say you should have it 3 times nettle soup in a year to keep yourself healthy.
Yeah, it's all good. I'd say I just need to leave it a small bit more for the potatoes, but
Last week we had a little bit of Greyhound cocktails. This week we're doing taste testing. This is a secret recipe for an elderflower cordial. I can't show you what's written on the front, but our neighbour Liz is trying out different recipes. Each one is slightly different. We're trying to get the perfect one.
I like the colour of that one.
Tastes amazing.
Yes, that's Rolita. Oh yeah, we're good. Right, so we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna take the lid off.
First time using this that I just found in our barn that always has something useful for us.
I'm going to just scoop it in, I guess.
Yeah. Or the smallest. Huh?
Alrighty.
Let's get rid of that. Are you happy with the consistency of that?
I think so. It's hard
Have
to
a
see,
check.
I suppose.
You gotta press this button.
Oh. That's pretty cool. Looks good.
You want to taste? Again, like the paella, we don't need to season much when you use something like chorizo. It kind of takes that flavor.
Very good, actually.
Why are you surprised?
No, I'm not.
I have the world's smallest cast iron pan. When I was a kid, we had a little cottage by the sea. I don't know where my dad got it from, but he had a tiny little pan which did 1 egg, so I used to make 1 egg omelets, and I've always looked for a small cast iron pan. So I'll just clean up all Claire's junk.
Put them into there.
So I've very finely diced this chorizo. I don't really want to add any oil to it because there's plenty of oil already there. And when this is cooked, I want to keep all of the oil for drizzle. So just going to add it straight into the pan. Fat will render out and it'll go yummy. I'll give that a few minutes. Just flatten it. Liz, this is a very nice concoction. I'm almost getting little hints of orange in it. Wow. And it's non-alcoholic, by the way. It's water and elderflower. You barely want any color in these. You just want the fat to render out, and that'll make them go a little bit crispy. I would say this is too hot now. When you stir, you're kind of adding air to it. So, yeah, buddy. Oh, that smells so good. That's gonna give you a 6-pack right there, Claire.
Yeah.
Can't get healthier than that. I'd say we're ready to serve up a bit of nettle soup for breakfast. This is quite nice. This is a kind of a... Is that a thistle? That looks like a pine cone.
I don't know.
Very nice crockery. These are all found in the house. I have no idea how old these things are. These are more mass produced, I think, from the 70s or 80s, I want to say. I remember things like this when I grew up. I would have said they're more traditionally Irish. Irish had a pale blue, but it didn't have a border. But then I look at the back and the stoneware from Japan. So I think the previous occupant, she liked her crockery. And in an Irish farmhouse, there was always a dresser in the kitchen which had all of the kind of fancy things on display. So why do I have 3 bowls? All right, let's get into this. Look at that. Let's get some of this now. Good. You don't want to cross-contaminate if possible.
It's loads up.
I'll just use that to eat myself. Use yours for a little bit of hot cast iron. No, you're grand, it's not that hot. Look at this now. How good's that look, Claire?
That does look good. A little bit better than my overnight oats.
We didn't get much fat now rendered out of this, but we got enough. And what's lovely is the oils that come out of it are paprika infused, so they look amazing. Look at that. Come on, let's get a close-up of that. Nettle soup, traditional Irish with a hint of Spain. Yum yums. There's one for you. Pop it back up.
That's a bit big.
So, Irish nettle soup, Irish elderflower cordial. Let's see how we go.
It does look really rich, doesn't it?
And there's no cream added to that. That's the porridge, gives it the texture. That is unreal.
Very good.
Oh my gosh. Try a bit without the chorizo and creme fraiche. Like that tastes absolutely an explosion of flavour, doesn't it?
It does.
There's already a little bit of chorizo
in it.
Yeah, there's a bit of chorizo I added. I added 2/3 of the chorizo to the soup, and then the 1/3 just goes over the top. And then when you get a spoon of the soup with your creme fraiche and crumb chorizo, it's like almost a Mexican, sort of a guacamole, sort of a burrito sort of a taste.
Actually, the yogurt, it's not creme fraiche, it's Greek yogurt in the middle. But the yogurt actually makes it taste very creamy without you needing the cream in it.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit healthier.
I just spilled it. You see, this is why I left the plastic on the countertop.
I know, the countertop's gonna be rude.
I'm kind of messy. But it's clean now. I think this might go into our recipe book. Alright guys, we're gonna finish this off. Oh my god. Nettle soup for breakfast. There is oats in it. It is kind of porridge, isn't it?
It's very good. It's very tasty actually. Nearly as good as a fry.
It is, yeah. And like there's no sugar or there's no salt added to it.
No, it's really nice.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the comments in the last few episodes. And just thanks for the overall positivity. It really helps us move along. We had a really difficult week.
A lot of drama.
A lot of drama. Between getting the gravel, the wrong type of gravel, trying to build this countertop, the frames didn't work. And then getting the boat, and then there was some problems with the boat when we took it home. And then actually the drama with the digger breaking, and then we got it through the insurance and we agreed we collect it and we do an assessment on the damage, and all that's done now. This has been a crazy week, and we're really looking forward to getting back to the build next week. Anything to add, Claire?
Nope. Keep watching. Slow on the pull.
See you later. Links below if you want to give us some support. Bye bye. Oh, bro, stop recording. Oh my god. This is good, Claire. This is way better than I imagined. I gotta wait till I get a kitchen back, Claire. This food is better than anything we've done all year.